So yeah, we're gonna be playing Tavern Talk. It just came out today. I don't know too much about it other than it's kind of a D&D-esque visual novel kind of thing where you run a tavern and have to give quests to adventurers, and I thought that sounded cool. So we're gonna play it. I'm excited about it. I think it's just kind of a chill, cozy game, so should be fun. Honestly, just kind of vibing to this music. Alright, we'll get started. Let's see.
Once upon a time in a world far, far away, in a realm ruled by dragons and magic. Well, actually, it was this land specifically. Not that far away. Let me start over. Once upon a time, somewhere in Gaia, not that far away, there was a tavern. My tavern.
Oh, I wonder,
A place for anyone looking for an adventure.
do they have different
or a quick
voiceover
refreshment.
artists for different genders? That's kind of cool.
A place open to everybody. Even jackdaws, I suppose. But I'm not just your typical innkeeper. My drinks
Nice.
are infused with magic to aid ambitious adventurers on their quests. To make sure they always return victorious. Big shoes to fill, I know. Then again, what's the worst that could happen?
Hello. Hi, Innkeep. How's it going? All fine and dandy? Can't complain. How about you, Fable? All fine and dandy? Yes, all fine and dandy. I had such an exciting day. Really, really exciting. Did you go on an adventure? Even better. I took a walk around the grove, and then I replanted a mushroom that had fallen over. Then I patiently waited for it to turn into a mushroom monster, or a mushroom mimic, maybe a gnome. Did it? No. But I got to take another walk around the grove. How was it? Great. I got to see the same stones, the same trees, same amaranthine hydra guarding the entrance to Avalon, the same moss. I even got to water the asters. They didn't really need it, but I was there, so this character kind of reminds me of Basil from Omori. Sounds very exciting. Who am I kidding? My life is as exciting as a roasted nut. Nuts are healthy, very thrilling in sauces or as a snack. There are various types of nuts: walnuts, peanuts, hazelnuts. I'm allergic. Oh. I didn't know that. Oh, no worries. I mean, I never told you. And hey, at least something would happen if I ate a nut. Just not something very fun. Anaphylactic shock and all that. Does that count as an adventure? No. I think that counts as a mistake. So, what you're saying is that you're missing some spice? Oh, no. I have a very sensitive stomach. I don't think chilies would help me much. But I'm very good at growing phoenix chilies. I was talking about the spice in your life. Oh, that's what you meant. Well, yes. Yes, exactly. That's it. There's no chili flakes, no garlic, no dragons. Just a lot of salt. I'm like a bland soup. So a classic case of boredom. I see. Do you know that feeling when nothing exciting is going on in your life? Yes. Like, life isn't bad, but also not particularly fun. Why do you think I started streaming? Tried visiting a circus. Tried adding some zest to your soup. I feel like we should give maybe this. I'm not sure this girl responds that well to metaphors. She seems to have a little bit of difficulty picking them up, so maybe we should go something a little more specific. Huh? Well, perhaps you could find something fun there. I'm not into the whole circus thing. Clowns scare me. I always think they have ulterior motives. The way they look at me with their empty eyes and wide smiles. Scary. But apart from that, I'm trying. I tried singing. But what is singing if not the telling of a tale? How can I sing of things if I never lived through anything? What do you mean? Well, day in, day out, I live in the same green soup of routines. Sure, I have my forest and I look after it, but I want to get out there and see something. Like, for example, listen to this song I started writing. I wish to be a hero slaying mighty drakes. I wish to meet a pretty nymph resting by the lakes. Sounds like a good song opening to me. Oh, really? You think so? Well, perhaps it has a nice flow to it. But nothing actually happens in it, because all I do is sit around and wish for things to happen. I don't even know what nymphs do. I've never met one. Taxes, maybe? No, I don't think so. I would love to sing about the exciting, magical things I encounter. But to be honest, the most exciting thing in my life is coming to your tavern and discovering new drinks. Not a lot of songs you can write about that. I wouldn't mind a jingle. I'll think of one. Can I mention nymphs? I'd prefer it if you didn't. Okay, maybe one day I'll get to offer them their own jingle. In the meantime, can I offer you a drink? Yes, I'd love a drink. The usual? Yes, please. That means a swift strike, in case you forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Fable. Because I didn't know what it was. It's my favorite. It always makes me feel like a featherlight nymph floating on the waves of a sunny lake. You're kind of obsessed with nymphs. Do you want to be with a nymph or be the nymph? Both? But mostly I want a swift strike. Message received. Although, I was wondering, I've been coming to your tavern for so long and I still don't know anything about how you make your drinks. Could you show me? Oh, it's tutorial time. It's tutorial time. Really? Yes. I need a reminder myself. What should I do? Do I need to put on an apron or summon a familiar? How do I summon a familiar? Just follow me. Welcome to my drink mixing nook. Oh my god, we have a pet. We have a pet. Andu. I love Andu. So this is what it looks like back here. Hello, Andu. Andu? Careful, I haven't fed him yet. Where do we start? Well, usually I start by figuring out what my patrons want. To make sure I don't forget what they ordered, I take notes in my journal. Let's have a look. Oh, you pinned my order. I did. If I want to look for specifics, I check my detailed notes. I do keep a log just in case. When I'm sure I know what was asked of me, I browse my recipes. And can't you just freehand mix something to see what sticks? No. I like to mix and match for a more varied result, but the right balance is crucial, so I stick to my recipes. Got it. Don't try and just make something. When I've settled on one, I can use the chalk to draw it on the board. What if you pick the wrong one? I can either erase it with a sponge or just pick a different recipe. My ingredients are stored in the 5 bottles on the right. There's dexterity, intelligence, defense, strength, and charisma. I think dexterity sounds the tastiest. I feel like charisma would be, right? Like, charisma sounds like the most appealing in terms of ingredients. I had a feeling you might say that. If I mess up or want to redo my drink for any other reason, I can simply feed my mistakes to Andu. Once I'm done, I ring the bell to activate the primordial vortex. Actually, I don't need to bore you with the magical details. Just try making a drink. You've got this. Okay. Okay. Journal. So, Swift Strike. What does this mean exactly? So what's in here? Okay, so Fable Verafina, Elf 110, they them pronouns, Ranger class. I would have thought Druid, but Ranger makes sense too. Ashen Grove background, neutral good alignment, Arcana the Hanged Man. I don't know what that means yet. Fable Verafina is a ranger taking care of the Ashen Grove. They're a sweet and gentle soul and a regular at the Wayfarer's Inn. They dream of being an adventurer, but are troubled by severe anxiety about, well, everything, really. Their nut allergy probably doesn't help either. Rumors, quests, log. That's just dialogue log. Be a leaf on the wind with a swift strike. This must-have for any dexterity-devoted adventurer, grants you agility, speed, and remarkable accuracy. Oh, and a tasty drink. With an order this delicious, you'll exceed any dwarf's kill count in no time. Is that a Lord of the Rings reference? Okay, we have Ignis, Cantio. So Ignis is strength, Cantio is charisma, Pluma is dexterity, Tempest is intelligence, and Frigus is defense. Oh, and it has them actually lined up here, I think. Fusions and map. Okay. Where are my recipes? Recipe. So do I just need to remember, like, this shape? So we start at the top of the star, then go to the top of the points of the smallest star, and follow the line, cut in between, and back up. Oh, it just does. Never mind. Okay. Ooh, I'm already kind of messing up, I think. But that is okay. Wait. Hold on. I got an achievement for feeding Andu for the first time. So, So I know I need like 1 part of that. And I need like 1 part of that. And then the rest. There we go. Okay. I had just overfilled a little bit. Oh, that's so cool. Wow, it actually does teleport. Of course it does. What did you think was happening? I thought you were just very good at sleight of hand. I see. Well, give your creation a taste. That's delicious. I made that? You made that. Thank you for showing me the ropes. Thank you for your enthusiasm. These adventures you dream of, aren't you scared they'd be the end of you? Maybe, but how would I know if I never try? Do you actually want to try? Well, yes, I want to tell great stories, but what? Never mind. Oh, you are a rogue, or a warlock. How can I help you? A drink. For you? Right. What kind? Drinkable. Very specific, thank you. How about a spoken heart? Some more charisma couldn't hurt. Sure, whatever. Okay. What does this order, actually mean? I don't quite understand what the order actually means. Sweet and sparkling in taste, the spoken heart will bring your deepest feelings bubbling to the surface. Your newfound sincerity, confidence, and many heartfelt words will work wonders in boosting your persuasive abilities. Charismatic boost great for bards and emotionally repressed individuals. So we'll just go and do, I think doing smallest to largest first makes sense. So we need 1 each of these. Pour, please. And then just all charisma all the way. Pour. Yay! This should be digestible. Maybe even tasty. Thanks. Almost washes away the memories of that banshee haunting the lonesome lagoon at night. And her bone-shattering song of sorrow. Almost. All right. The brooding type, I see. What are you thinking about, Fable? Just dreams. Yours or someone else's? Mine. Other people seem to have the courage to follow theirs. Why can't I be like that? Isn't that up to you? I wish it was. My brother says my dreams are a fool's errand, that I'm running away from where I belong. We are rangers, Fable. We belong in the woods, like the stream that ripples down the mountain. We're the birds in the trees. We keep the balance. It's what we're meant to do. And is that what you want to do? Yes. No, not really. I want to experience things outside the safe borders of the forest. I want to live a life so full of adventure, boredom will feel like bliss. I want to be brave and strong. And I want to sing songs about my adventures that make other people yearn for that same freedom. Of course, I could never leave the Ashen Grove behind forever. It's my home. But there's nothing wrong with going away from time to time, right? I mean, my brother looks after the Grove, as well as my sisters. I think it'd be fine without me. Then you should do what your heart desires. Will it stop aching then? Oh, Fable. I think so, yes. What if it's wrong to leave, though? What if destiny never meant for me to leave? What if it did? That would be a dream come true. Be your own genie, Fable. Your adventures start with you. Thank you, Innkeeper. You really are the most exciting part of my day. I hope they have a great time adventuring. Greetings, traveler. How may I help you? You own this establishment, Innkeep? Last time I checked. With whom do I have the pleasure? The name's Carolyn. You can call me Care, or Lynn. Couldn't care less. Nice to meet you, Care, Lynn. What can I do for you? Perhaps something to drink? You do the thing with the quests, right? So they say. Do you want one? You can have a look at my notice board. Ugh, no quest for me. But I may have one for you, or your notice board. Tell me more. Heard of a werewolf making trouble up in Tregaron, terrorizing farmers, tearing sheep apart, the whole program. A werewolf? That's news to me. Listen, me too. Didn't see one in almost a decade, and that was far south of Verove. Been wondering if it's the same one, just moving up, like a nomad. I thought the werewolf hype died along with that one romance novel. You mean the one with the vampires? Think so. Nah, that just split society into two camps, Team Werewolf or Team Vampire. Which one are you, Innkeep? I don't know. I was never into Twilight. I've played D&D with a vampire PC in our party before, so I'm going vampire. Ah, so you're into the fangs, are ya? And Innkeeper never tells. You little rascal. I like you. Likewise. What about you? Vampires. Why? The wolves are too close to my kin, and yeah, I'd rather stay away from them. Hello, Blue Jay! We are playing Tavern Talk, which is like a D&D visual novel kind of thing where you get to make drinks for adventurers and give them quests. And you already missed the really sweet non-binary ranger. But I'm sure they'll be back. Is that why you don't want to take care of this werewolf yourself? Yes. No. I'm just afraid he might look a little too much like my Uncle Dragon. I feel bad slaying that fella. You know, hunched back, hairy, crooked teeth. Is that a werewolf or just Uncle Dragon? You can't tell. Same fate befell Aunt Olga. Sorry to hear that. Nah, that hag had it coming. Never fall behind your grooming schedule, or before you know it, the next wannabe Van Helsing will strike you down with a silver arrow. Do the Van Helsings also hunt werewolves? Don't know. Don't care enough to check. Either way, that southern werewolf, yeah? Right. Anything else that might help others get done with it rather swiftly? Fetch. Pardon me? Should they get into a dangerous situation, they'll just have to start playing fetch. That works. On any dog, trust me. Good to know. Thanks, Carolyn. It's not that hard. Either Carolyn, Care, or Lynn. Gotcha, Carolyn. Alright, Chief. You got a name, or is it just Innkeep? Do I get to name myself? Aw. Just Innkeep for now. Playing hard to get, I see. Well, Innkeep, and before I venture on, you've got a drink for me? Of course. What would you like? I'll take something powerful, something with a whole lot of strength. And don't you dare give me any of that watered-down muck instead. Okay, so we need to make something strength-based. This game is so cute. I adore it. Yeah, so this is Fable. This is the elf that we met before. and they want to go off on an adventure because they're very bored living their life here, and I love them. We know nothing about Carolyn. We have a few different rumors. Alright. Strength. Which one is strength? Southern Brawler sounds like strength. Offense and defense. Sparkling Nebula. Distilled flavor of the cosmos. I think Southern Brawler, yeah, that's because that's strength. That's what we need. Perfect combination of offense and defense, dominated by the picante aroma of Ignis. This drink is served fiery hot or ice cold, depending on the kind of fight you're looking for. Okay, so we need one of you. Too much. No! And this is our little kitchen buddy Ondu, who we feed if we get things wrong. Pour. Yay! Drink with 0 water, as requested. Not bad. Just what I was craving. Thanks. Where will you head from here? Perhaps back west, the Ashen Grove. Got some business to take care of. What kind of business? Personal business. Care to elaborate? No. But you won't stop asking until I do, will ya? No. My cousin claims her crops are being stolen by undead snails. Obviously, I'm pretty sure she's hallucinated. But I did hear some folks complaining about an undead uptick in the west, so I might as well humor her. And make sure she hasn't turned into an undead snail herself. Something like that. Yeah. It's odd, ain't it? Resurrecting the dead. It's certainly unconventional. That's one way to put it. I think there's not much use digging up the past. It's just going to open old wounds you stapled shut. Or eat your face. The past haunts everyone willing to listen. Would you mind talking like a normal person? I ain't exactly up for philosophizing. You started this conversation. And I'm ending it. Alright, well then. If you find any more rumors from me or need aid, don't shy away from coming back. I'm more of a lone wolf, don't do groups. But sure, for more work, I'll be back. I'll be waiting. Speaking of rumors, you know how to turn them into proper quests, right? No, I do not. Don't want them to go to waste. I could use some help. Fine, I guess I've got a few minutes. Let me see your setup. This is where I sort all the rumors I've collected. I also keep them written down in my journal so I don't forget. Smart. I think the best next step would be sorting the match and snippets on your quest page. Just drag them over and make sure they're all for the same quest. Otherwise, you'll end up confusing adventurers. Once you're done, select that quill of yours and it'll be written up. Got it? Got it. Thank you for your help, Carolyn. Put it on my tab. That's not how that works. Good night to you, too. Alright then, let's assemble this quest. Okay. So, werewolf quest. We have werewolf. We have fetch. We have werewolf. We quill. Yay! A reticent Vukakin passed by the Wayfarers Inn, reporting a werewolf making their way up to Tregarin from Erve. It posed a potential threat to both helpless sheep and the villagers. Apparently, werewolves love playing fetch. Are you brave enough to take on this quest and save Tregarin from this werewolf mayhem? I love how we're just Innkeep. That's just how we're signing everything, is as Innkeep. It's our buddy. Right, 58th of the week. Fable! Fable, you're gonna hunt the werewolf? What do you have there, Fable? I found this on your notice board. It says a werewolf is terrorizing Tregarin. Is that true? It is indeed. Have you sent anyone after it yet? Maybe that hooded guy from yesterday? Not yet. What kind of hero are you, looking for? One who knows their way around difficult terrain, woods even, preferably one who is good with a bow. One who tells me they want the quest. Ah, I'm good with a bow. Yes, Fable. And I know my way around any woods. I know, Fable. And maybe I want the quest. Just maybe? No, not just maybe. Since yesterday, all I've been able to think about is you telling me to follow my heart. And then I step into your tavern and the quest practically jumps out at me and I think, hey, there's a start for an adventure. It's near a forest. You know forests. You live in a forest. And werewolves are basically just normal wolves, but slightly scarier because they are also human. But you've talked to humans before. And you've got silver arrows for your birthday last year, and they're just collecting dust in your room. And I thought I could ask you if anyone had taken it yet. And then I didn't think that far ahead. I see. Or rather, I did. But then I thought, what if I take the quest? Then I have to go on the quest. Got this mood. And I have to fight the werewolf. Or talk to the werewolf, which is worse. Because what if the werewolf doesn't like me? And what if when I try to shoot it with my silver arrow, I miss and shoot a tree instead, and then the tree would be mad at me. But it wouldn't really matter because I'd be dead. Because of the werewolf. That took a quick turn. I love Fable. So maybe I should put the quest back. Fable? Yes? Do you want me to tell you to take the quest? Maybe... I can't make this decision for you. Neither can I! Whenever I have to make a difficult decision, it's like I freeze in place. And suddenly I'm unable to move until someone makes the decision for me. Like a slime. A frozen slime that can't move. Why is Fable such a mood, though? I've met slimes less anxious than you. You've met slimes? My tavern is open to everyone. Oh, right. What do slimes drink? Water. More slime. Bones. You sell bones? Only to slimes. Maybe you'll be able to add my bones to your menu soon. You'll just have to pick them up from the forest floor. I think I'd have a hard time convincing a werewolf to give up free bones. Unamused. Why are you so anxious, Fable? In general, I think answering that would take up more time than we have to spare. About taking the quest. It seems to me that you want to take it, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it instead. Oh, well, I do want to go on that quest. Werewolves may not be the best muses, but it would make a good start for a song, right? The prelude of an epic, Fable, the protector of the woods, the world, the worms. The worms? They seem like they need protecting. But every time I think about embarking on a quest, and I start to think more deeply about what might happen, all my bones start to shake and I feel dizzy. Is there something making you feel like you might fail? Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf? We don't know what it's thirsty for. You might prefer orange juice. It might. Well, heroes have history, right? Great feats they can look back on to prove their bravery. Inspirational adventures that remind them of the light in the dark. I have the opposite of that. Great mistakes and epic regrets. Like the Mary Morgan incident. Or my first encounter with the Amaranthine Hydra. Or the reason why nobody wants to spend time with me. As much as I want to ask about these first two, I feel like I should ask about the last one. Because I'm unlucky. I'm unlucky, and whatever good things are supposed to happen, I ruin them. No matter how easy things might be, nothing seems easy enough for me. Imagine there's one nail sticking out in the whole kingdom. Everyone would pass by it except for me. I'd get caught in it and rip my coat. Did that happen once? Once? I wish it had been just once. It seems like my life only follows the path that's the most embarrassing. Or dangerous. Or dangerously embarrassing. The curse of ill luck follows me wherever I go, like an adventuring companion who secretly wants to kill you. No one wants to hang out with someone who naturally attracts bad things. You're too harsh on yourself, Fable. Am I? See, just last week I wanted to gather fresh flowers. And the daffodils are blooming, and they make for a nice bouquet, you know. Or hair accessories, and they always calm my anxiety when I have them around. But me being me, I confused them with their evil twin, the weeping Amaryllis. Now, guess what I spent the whole day afterwards doing? Weeping. Like a baby, all day long. When I plucked them, they released their spores, and I started crying. And I suddenly felt all the sadness of the world rush over me. I've never been so heartbroken. I'm sorry. It sounds horrible, Fable. It was! Between the tears and the sobs, I managed to make a tincture out of hogweed. It eased the pain, but the tears wouldn't stop until dawn. I'm so silly sometimes. Oh, I get to ask about all of them, yes. Yes, the Mary Morgan incident. Didn't you hear about that? Oh, thank Gaia, word didn't get around. It was my very first adventure, the chance to finally escape from the daily grind. What happened? An adventuring party was on their way, passing through the Ashen Grove. Due to the Sylvan spirits, it gets fairly foggy at night. And the fog bears great danger to anyone who isn't acquainted with the spirits who call it home. So they wanted guidance from a local ranger. A merchant up in Tregarin recommended me. I agreed to help, of course. My first adventure, yay! I was so excited, but also very, very nervous. So, of course, it had to go wrong. I think it was the nerves. Why were you so nervous? New people! Seasoned adventurers! One stronger than the next, all in shining armor and armed to the teeth. I wanted to leave a good impression, but my bad luck got in the way. How did it go wrong? I felt their condescending glares on my back as I walked them through the woods. Of course, I don't know whether they actually glared, but my fear got a hold of me and I led them astray. I must have blacked out. I've never got lost in the woods before, but this time I did. I couldn't see well, there was blood rushing in my ears and I felt dizzy. So for some stupid reason, I led them along a path no one should ever take. Past the riverbanks of the Shivermere, home to the Mary Morgan. You know the Mary Morgan, right? The wrathful spirit that's known to drown men? Not sure if she really differentiates between genders, though. For some stupid reason, I let them right into our arms. I got scared, and in the end, they had to save me. They fought the creature, and we finally found a way out when dawn broke. And the fog ebbed away. I couldn't look at them for the rest of the journey. And I silently bid my farewells when we reached the other side of the Ashen Grove. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm sure I'm still the laughingstock of every one of their gatherings. How am I ever supposed to set foot in the adventuring world again? To be fair, it could have been worse. I could have led them right into the arms of the wyvern chimera that resides in the crag mangrove. They say it has a taste for adventures. But you didn't. But I didn't. Your first encounter with the Hydra? Well, just a day after it arrived to guard the portal to the Dream Plane Avalon. I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I bought it some homemade biscuits. I burned them a little in the oven. But I thought, since it has fire breath, I wouldn't mind. So I approached the Amaranthine Hydra, and I have this whole speech prepared about how I'm looking forward to having it around, and how its green scales match my hat. But it was so tall and intimidating, I forgot all about what I wanted to say. So I just set down the biscuits and smiled awkwardly. He looked at my biscuits and then at me and said, "By the rivers of the stars stands a man who reads the firmament's past. Some things are as sturdy as the gilded ice, some things as changing as Leviathan sea. All chimeras hate mice, all hydras love tea." I thought to myself, wow, the Amaranthine Hydra is giving me a riddle. A quest. Maybe this shall be my first adventure. But I couldn't figure out the answer, so I left. And I tried to solve the riddle for 3 days. I was too ashamed to step foot in front of it again, lest it know I was not worthy of its wisdom. But then I couldn't take it anymore, and I ran back, apologized, and begged it for the answer. Turns out that's just how it speaks. It wanted tea. Did you get it some? Yes. Then you completed its quest. 3 days late. If it had needed an antidote, it would have died. Would-haves are about as useful as an antidote when you haven't been poisoned. They change nothing. Adventures don't come tied up in neat, mistakeless bows. Your mistakes are part of your story, Fable, no matter how hard you try and shame yourself for them. I like you the same nonetheless. You do? Yes. I don't care much for Fable the Flawless Hero. I don't think their stories would be very interesting. Fable the Messy Adventurer with a heart of gold and an endearing personality, on the other hand. Great non-guy. Might even be my favorite regular. Don't tell anyone else I said that. I won't. Thank you, Innkeep. And because I like you so much, I'm going to keep giving you free advice. I hope so. What do you have for me? You seem to be very insecure. I think that's the biggest problem here. But how can I not be, when everything I touch falls apart? You know that isn't true. You're right. I'm a great gardener. Everything grows around me, but I seem to just get smaller. Except zucchinis. I can't figure out how to grow those. So in a way, I'm like a zucchini. I'm insecure because I don't know what I'm capable of. You'll have to find that out then. Like, on a quest? For example. Don't you think I'm a little underleveled? Do you think that will change by sitting around? I guess not. Someone has to help those people, right? What if I don't, and then no one else comes around? What if I'm the only chance they got? But what if I'm not? What if there's someone better? The best thing you can do is try to help them. So what if another adventurer swings by and they're able to make the situation better? Isn't that a good thing? 4 hands are better than 2. And who knows, you might even end up forming a party. No. And besides, if it's a perfect hero they want, they'll be waiting forever. I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I shouldn't decide to give up before I even try. After all, I'm a very fast runner, so if I screw up, I can just run away real quick. That's the spirit. Okay, I, Fable, a great gardener, and, future hero, charmer of nymphs, am going to embark on this quest and save the villagers. And I shall return victorious. Did I do it right? Yes, good job. I leave the quest in your capable hands, brave adventurer. Would you like a drink to aid you on your journey? Yes. Do you have something that can make me more nimble and quiet so that the werewolf won't see me coming? Something with a lot of dexterity, so you're normal. If I want to fight it, I'm going to need that surprise round advantage. Or maybe something that can help me with diplomacy. Perhaps it's just a hungry lost lycan after all, and it only needs a pep talk and a hug. Maybe we could even be friends. But I would need something with a lot of charisma for that. I will leave the choice up to you. Just make sure you don't pick a random recipe. Please keep it to one of the abilities I asked for. Remember, your choice can influence my fate. It could change the entire outcome of this quest. Oh god, I don't want to kill Fable. I don't want to kill Fable. But of course I'm sure you're already aware of that. Sorry for backseat mixing. Okay. Do we think that this quest... Where's my quests? Do we think that this werewolf is evil? Or just needs a friend? You know? My impulse is to go, it just needs a friend. It just needs someone to play fetch with him. And maybe give him a hug. And belly rubs. I don't know what Fable's stats are. So I don't know. He's an evil werewolf that needs a friend, so he's less evil. I'm gonna do the charisma one, I think. Because I think there's a possibility that that Fable could make a friend, and Fable needs a friend. So this should do it. Thank you. I feel much better. Braver. Farming. No, wait, that sounds like I'm tending to a farm. There are a lot of farmers in Trigaran. And I'm going to protect them all. Or talk to them until they feel better. I'm sure they could use that too. This'll go great. I just hope I don't have to fight anyone. Oh god, I'm gonna kill Fable. No, I'll be okay. Because of your help, I'll be able to talk myself out of any situation. Thank you again. I think this drink gave me the courage I needed to get started. You got this, Fable. I'll try. Have some faith in yourself. Okay, I got this. Much better. Oh, I almost forgot. I was thinking about how much your words helped me yesterday. And how I'd have to thank you properly if I ever did end up taking a quest, so... I brought you some phoenix chilies from my garden. They seemed like something you might enjoy. They possess natural magical properties. If you plant them in the right soil, they can grow to be fire resistant. And consumption can pass that on to mortals like us. Exactly. I thought they might go well with your drinks. They will. Thank you, Fable. It's a very thoughtful gift. Since I'm waiting for another shipment of infusions in a few days, I'll take a look at them all together later. Now we have to play a few days before we unlock this particular mechanic. Of course. I'm glad you like them. Maybe I'll order a drink with some next time. But first I have to complete my quest. I'll see you post-victory. Please be safe. Please don't die. I hope Fable will be alright. I hope they don't run into a clown. Or maybe they should. They could become friends. Fable the mighty hero and their best friend the magical clown. Doesn't that sound good? It's dark and shady person again. You again. Me again. And who are you? Should I give this person an accent? I'm gonna give this person an accent. I've just forgotten how to do every accent. Someone who wants a drink. What kind? Drink. Yes, I get it. Could you try being more specific? That spoken hot one tasted fine. Thank you. Guess we're doing that one again. I wonder if I can remember this from memory. It was one of these. Oh wait, I have to actually draw it first. I forget. Gotta follow the proper order of things, after all. And all the way up. Andu is the most powerful creature ever. We just keep feeding him potions. Spoken art, just for you. Maybe it'll help you find more words. Good attempt. Perfectly drinkable. Might make me come back for more. Might not. Thank you. Enjoy. Charming. I think that one sentence was the closest to Cockney I've ever gotten. They're slimes. It's slimes. Careful, you'll step on my cape. Oh, shush. Greetings, travelers. How may I help you? Ugh, not another one of those empty blabblers. I can confidently say I'm all but empty. That's what they all say. Seems they've given you some more dialogue options than most. That don't convince me just yet. I can't... Scottish would be the accent here. I can do Irish. Let me try and bust out my Irish. It's been a bit. Seems they've given you some more dialogue options than most. But that don't convince me just yet. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Of course not. Probably forgot to give you enough intellect. Would surprise me if there was actually a brain inside that skull. I'm sure there is. Have you checked? No, but I can assure you, I'm different from your average background character. Thank you, Blue Jay. Sure. I must agree, you look much more delicious than they usually do. Ah, vampire. Thank you. I should let you know I'm not on the menu. Oh no, you look so sad. Don't worry too much about him. He's a tad quirky. I see. That thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? Ah! My cape! Your cape? That's not his cape. That green fella on his shoulder is an ooze, or what's left of it. And the rest of it is on you. Aye, pretty tough to clean off. May I ask how that happened? You just did. maybe I can offer you two a drink in exchange for the story and your names? Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. I'm Sir Alphonse Louis Frederic. Oh, he's French. Oh, it's been a while since I've done French. We'll stick with the British for now. Mr. Alphonse Louis Frederic Duquette Dusang. It's long for Kyle. Kyle? Kyle. Well, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood. That was Irish. Hold on, I can find this. Oh, this is really gonna be a test, man. It's been so long since I've done any accents. My current D&D character doesn't have a foreign accent. Blood. Or if you're out, I would also settle for something that tastes like blood. Or looks like it. Red is my favorite color. I can't find it. It's been too long. I'll look for something with red in it. I don't know, I used to be so good at French. I took French multiple years in high school. I did an entire play. I did an hour-and-a-half long play where I was doing a French accent the entire time. I cannot do a French accent anymore. Alright, which one of these is red? Spoken Heart or Southern Brawler? We'll go with Southern Brawler. I think that's the most red. And then yay! That's red, right? Some almost blood for you, sir. Oh, thank you very kindly. That looks delicious. It's so bad. It's so bad, I can't do it. No more Rui baguette. It also tastes delicious. Very alive. Maybe as a chaser you could let me have a bite? No. Okay. And who may offer the second drink? Rare Frost Grip. Nice to meet. Yeah. Skip. Just serve me something strong. Something that feels durable. Tough like a mountain or the caves of Ur. One of those frosted lagoons looks close enough. Coming right up. Alright. Frost Lagoon protects you from any physical and spiritual harm and cools you down on even the hottest of summer days. Even offers additional UV protection. What more could you ask for? And then doop, spilling it all over the place. Yay! Pet undo. A taste of herb just for you, valued customer number 2. Oh, are you hitting the placeholder text? Let me try. I see you are many things, but not a liar. Tastes like a pile of rocks, just how I like it. So, Rhea, Kyle, what about that ooze-filled story? Fine, guess you've earned it. Alright, picture me deep in the mountains of Dulvermere, with my trusty axe and a good drink by my side. There I was, minding my own business, digging for the good stuff, you know. Hit a gold vein earlier and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. Had a real big old pile of gold. Then suddenly this big ooze comes along and slurp. Gone it was. This is a very boring story. Perhaps we could go looking for my cape now. It's nearly sunrise. And? The sun kills you? Right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Yes. No. Oh. I love this art style. It's so good. Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but when that ooze slurped me gold, I had to do something. So I took my shovel and dug and hit and dug and hit until there was nothing left of the ooze anymore. Well, almost nothing. So did you dig out your gold? Silly food. She dug out me. And guess what he was clinging on to? The gold. Oh yes, a big gold nugget. Should be enough to get me to Barovia. And perhaps it can even get me a dandy new cape. I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal. Ah, we did? Please allow me to ask a question. What was that deal again? I get you to Barovia so you can participate in your fancy vampire banquet, and in return, I get the gold. But what about my cape? Where did you last see your cape? Don't even bother. It's a lost cause. We looked everywhere on our way here. Fought cursed chests, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. And I started to wonder, where in his life did this man put his cape? Where everyone puts their capes. Do you know where I put my capes? Where? In a wardrobe. Oh. So you can wear it inside the wardrobe land? What? No. Kyle, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you. We could? Phenomenal. I could put out a quest for you, but for that we need a little more information. Good luck with that. First, I need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready to go to the annual vampire banquet hosted by Lord Strut in Barovia. While getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape. My first thought, of course I cannot find it. The cape of invisibility is playing tricks on me. It's quite moody sometimes. Which is truly unfortunate when you want to wear it for an important event. We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course. Then what was the last vampire event you wore the cape to? My wedding. Your wedding? When I married my sweet Evelyn, I simply had to wear my most treasured cape to show how important she was to me. Evelyn, the vampiric Countess Evelyn residing in Marrow Castle? That would be her. Congratulations. Are you still married? Ugh, of course not. I hate her. Every inch of her body. Turns out she just wanted. Spit it out, Leech. Oh. What? My cape! Ah, rats. Here we go again. My sweet Evelyn stole my cape. What now? That little, mean, vicious, beautiful beast. Her, that thief of thieves, robbed me of my most precious possession. Wouldn't that be your heart? No. I had that taken out centuries ago. But my cape, I could never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn, how could you do this to me? I trusted her with all I had. That's rough, buddy. They did the line. Perhaps innkeeper. That's your name, right? Sure. Do you think there's a courageous adventurer out there brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid that my sweetest Evelyn will kill me again on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yes, I think we can find such an adventurer. We're setting up that search right now. So, where could a brave adventurer find Marrow Castle? Girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. Deep past the abyss of dread, at the foot of a mountain range that looks like a witch's bosom, towers the mansion of my dear Evelyn. Queen of darkness. Temptress of men. Flamenco champion of 1467. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with their life. But be wary, she bites. And she may be invisible now. Alright, I think I've got everything I need. I'll write up a quest for you. I'm sure you'll have your cape back in no time. I hope so. That reminds me. Not another cursed monologue. Innkeep, quickly another drink. I don't think I can make it through another tale of woe without some artificial stamina. I need another lagoon. I'll see what I can do. This is a good game. Yay. I'm sure the drinks will end up getting harder as we get all of the tinctures and stuff. Some liquid stamina for a valued guest. Let me try. You got it right again. Might even last till dayfall with this. Feels like the game Potion Craft with a lot more dialogue and story. I haven't actually played Potion Craft. I probably should. It seems like the kind of thing that I'd be into, of just do this task. And do it correctly. Kyle, would you like another drink as well? No, I cannot drink now that I am consumed with thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so. Everything ails you. The whole way here you were complaining about having to walk. My bat form doesn't work like it used to. I'm out of practice and the slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. And my back is all itchy. By the dragons. Could it be because you insisted on sunbathing? Oh. All right. Innkeeper. Do you have a drink to protect me from the sun? I do. Perchance something that would also moisturize my delicate skin. I'm afraid not. I do have something that's UV protection. That reminds me. My Aunt Matilda used to harness the power of a chimera's saliva for sun protection. Chimera? A beast made out of several animals. Got 3 heads in all, made by the dragons to guard Gaia. Likes to eat people for breakfast. I'm aware. I just didn't know its saliva could be so useful. Ah. If only I hadn't eaten that delectable bear chimera in the Scarlet Caves, I could have asked it for a sample of its saliva. I'm sure that would have gone over well. Actually, I might know where to find one. Hello, Nika. Really? Will you get it for me, then? You get to hear me butcher a French accent. No. Oh. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Miss Frostgrip, dearest Vea, perhaps we could alter our deal. Oh, nay, forget it. I ain't going. With nothing on me but a shovel and ooze goop, I'd be no match for such a beast. No problem. I can make it another quest from my trusted board. And when will it be done? Tell me, when can I walk among mortals in the glistening sunlight once again? As soon as a fearless adventurer picks it up and succeeds. Especially that part. Splendid. Did you hear that? A quest just for me. Let's leave it at 2. Stay and keep, while we wait for someone to do his work for him. Do you perhaps have a room or 2? Possibly a room without sunlight. Wouldn't want Snow White to go up in flames over here. Sure thing. I've got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay there. How much? You can pay when you leave. Grand. That wasn't an answer, though. Seems like they gave you more personality than usual. Keep it up. Maybe you'll become a real girl one day. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature. So Nika, we're playing Tavern Talk. And it's very fun, and we get to make quests for people while also mixing them drinks. We have vampire, we have vampire, and we have vampire. On a mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at the Wayfarer's Inn. After stay questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that he lost his cape at his wedding, where his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch's Wrath Peak. Venture to the peak and dare to retrieve the long-lost cape, but be aware she might be invisible. And then we have the Hydra, and the Hydra, and the Hydra. These are not all, like, put together. No, they are. Yeah. Yeah. We want Chimera. I just kind of, like, matched the symbols on the post-it notes without really thinking about how they were all connected, but they are connected, so we're good. Deep in the Quag Mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are a valuable treasure to any alchemist, its saliva even more so. As it happens, a certain vampire may be able to use the rare saliva to produce a sunscreen so effective that even he could walk in broad daylight. Is there an adventurer or mouse brave enough to confront the beast, the chimera, not the vampire, and bring back a bucket of saliva? Feed the pet. And go to bed. I forgot that cutscene is my water break, and I forgot to take my water break. This is a lot of reading. I don't normally talk this much. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to some fey crystals and frozen pine cones. I did drink water. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies, I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. I don't think I can really interact with, like, anything else. I want to interact with other stuff in here. Fable! Yay! I got an achievement called Diplomacy is Key. So, innkeep, a drink for me and the slanky pal. It's good to see you too, Carolyn. She meant to say please. Welcome back, Fable. You look alive. Thank you. I am. That seems like a given. I'm just happy to see them doing well. And with a friend. We ain't friends. Nope, I slipped into the Irish. We're not? So you two didn't form a party? No. Oh. Then what's the drink about? They may be very annoying, but they did just help me solve a family feud of 10 years. Oh my god, was it actually her like, uncle? So I do owe them some of your dishwater at the very least. Family feud? I wouldn't call it a feud. More of a miscommunication. No, it was a feud. I feel like feud implies a certain level of hostility. I was gonna kill him. I thought that was a joke. It wasn't. Oh. But no one died. No. Alfie here was able to prevent that. It's Fable. Whatever. Does this perchance have something to do with your quest? It does. I stopped her from killing the werewolf. Elaborate, please. I was going to kill the werewolf. They stopped me from killing the werewolf. What's not to get? A lot. I think she's confused because the quest was to save the villagers from the werewolf. And now it sounds like I saved the werewolf from you. Which I did. Kind of. I also remember you saying you didn't want the quest, Carolyn. I didn't. Was there by chance. They were both stealing sheep. Was not. Sure was. Adventuring don't pay what it used to. So you steal other people's sheep? Mind your own business. How did any of this lead to a successful quest? Well, where do I start? How about at the beginning? Right. I was born on a half-crescent dreaming moon of the quest fable. Right. The quest. Traveling there was no trouble. I know enough shortcuts to travel through the Ashen Grove swiftly. I reached the borders of Tregarin right around dusk. The Ashen Grove thins out around there, and you can catch a glimpse of the wide fields and vineyards, as well as one farm after the other. An idyllic sight. Well, at least before sunset. Do you have trouble in the dark? Emotionally? Visually? A little. I mean, I reckon I can still see more than a human could, but darkness is darkness, and I am no owl. They have dark vision. Thank God. Already weird enough. I ship it. Imagine the damage you do if you could turn your head all the way around. Who says I can't? Just kidding. Anyway, luckily darkness doesn't affect my hearing. Not the normal kind. What? Nothing. Okay. I heard a creaking fence and footsteps that were failing at keeping quiet. Your ears are failing at being small. So I snuck closer and I saw a werewolf-esque shape picking up a tiny sheep. I was petting it. Well, I thought she was going to eat it, so I summoned up all my courage and I stepped out of the shadows and I said, "Good evening, werewolf, please put down the sheep." I didn't expect them to be entirely in the right mind, of course, but I wanted to be polite. And I thought it might confuse her, and maybe that would help calm her down. It confused me, all right. Who the heck sees a werewolf and the first thing they do is greet them? A polite person. Or an insane one. It worked, didn't it? Because I ain't no werewolf. He wasn't that different. But I'm skipping ahead. To my surprise, instead of a growl, the werewolf, or not werewolf, responded with a, "What?" And so the confusion plan had worked, but I hadn't really expected that response. So I said again, "Please put down the sheep." And she asked, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because stealing sheep isn't very nice." And she asked who I was. No, I asked, "Who are you, a guard?" I was about to introduce myself when we heard this blood-curdling howl. It sounded like someone had ripped a hole into the fabric of reality and then pierced it with a horrid yell. Please, it was barely a bark. And it made the blood freeze in my veins. I heard panting and heavy footsteps and I barely dared to turn around. You turned around immediately. And when I did, I stared into the twisted face of a werewolf, yellow, gleaming eyes. Gleaming with jaundice. Sharp teeth, giant claws. He looked like he wanted to eat me right up. He did. But before I could beg for mercy, suddenly something rushed past me and lunged at the werewolf. And when I regained my composure, Carolyn and the werewolf were on the ground fighting tooth and nail. And the sheep you were holding? Obviously, I set it down at that point. Good. And so you went to Fable's aid. No, that ain't it. I noticed the wolf's flannel rags. They were blue, checkered, had an uneven print. Just like the kind of stuff Uncle Dragon likes to wear. Little bastard. Hey, why can't I say that? Beep. What the beep? Youth protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Beep. I'm sorry, that's so good. Anyway, He was dressed like Uncle Dragon, smelled like Uncle Dragon, fought like him too. I was joking when I brought it up before, you know. Haven't seen that old man in years. Was coping about it by joking. It's the only way I can talk about him these days. Because of the feud? Yes. He used to be my favorite uncle. But he changed. Became irritable and angry, distant. Fought a lot with Uncle Fedor. Cared more about the moon than he did his own family. Eventually he just left. Ran away, without a word. Left us and Uncle Fedor behind, worried, senseless. Until we found a letter saying not to look for him, all their savings missing. The line between Scottish-Irish and Southern is so thin. It's just the, like, the cutoff G, it just triggers the Irish. Swore I was gonna kill him if I ever saw him again. I always thought he just couldn't face up to his problems. Turns out his solution was just to get those problems as far away from everyone as possible. Idiot. Did you talk it out with your fists? I tried, but Elfie stopped me. I'm glad they did. How'd you figure that out? Well, she was yelling at him. I didn't understand half of it, but I could tell she was angry and hurt. I tried to get their attention by telling them to stop, but they wouldn't listen, so I shot an arrow right next to both of their heads. My aim was a little shaky, so I did end up grazing Mr. Dragon's ear. But I got them to stop for long enough to start listening to me. I threatened them that if they didn't stop to talk, I would shoot them both. I would have never done that, of course. But they must have believed me, because they actually stopped to listen. Looked mighty scary there, little pal. Thank you. I sat them down and did my best to be an insurmountable obstacle between them. If they wanted to fight, they would have to go through me. It sounds rather dangerous. It was. Wouldn't have stopped for them. What? You're the size of a stick. Think you could stop 2 angry wolves? Oh, well. Anyway. I used the opportunity to figure out what was going on. And that's how I found out about Mr. Dragon and Carolyn and the miscommunication. Feud. The feud, sure. Turns out that after Mr. Dragon was turned, he was too ashamed to admit it. But he couldn't stop the changes and ended up hurting all the people he cared about. That's no excuse, of course. No, it ain't. If we had known, we would have helped him best we could. At the very least, would have built a sturdy shed with scratch-proof walls for full moons. He didn't think that would have happened, though. So he decided to fix the problem by leaving, deal with it alone, and so on. But that only made it worse. Of course, he was too embarrassed to come back, so he just focused on the whole werewolf thing and not any human things, or Bukakin things, so to speak. Trying to find a cure, trying to avoid the moon, trying to find a place to sleep, stealing sheep. That's something they have in common. The sheep? No, the stubbornness and the unwillingness to ask for help. But the sheep too. But they had to talk about it. That silent resentment wasn't good for either of them. And you got them to do that. The little stick is oddly persuasive. Had us talking about it before I even realized I didn't want to. Maybe because you did want to. Maybe. How did it go? Fine. We'll take some time to accept his apology. We'll have to see him change first, and apologize to Uncle Fedor and the rest. But it was good to see him again. Guess a hug did feel better than a great sword in his gut. Wonderful. Of course, there's still the problem with the whole werewolf thing. Idiot got so obsessed with a cure that he can barely control himself. We helped him realize that even a cure couldn't change what he'd done. That he has to accept he's different now and learn how to live again. Of course, it won't be easy. No change ever is. I learned that from you. But but we have a group of werewolves living near our settlement. A small community that enjoys the company of our warm trees. We play charades with them a lot, and they taught me about the phases of the 7 moons and the secrets of the moon signs. Sounds like a bunch of beep. It's real. You're a crescent moose. We introduced Mr. Dragon to them, and they promised they would take him in and help him deal with his lycanthropy. That sounds great. It is. It's a happy ending. I wouldn't call it an ending. That was the wrong voice. I wouldn't call it an ending, rather the beginning of something new. So the end of one adventure is just the beginning of another one? Exactly. I like that. So, after your heroic therapy session, you two decided to grab a drink together? God offered to spend the day at the settlement. But they don't serve anything strong enough for my tastes. Plus, Alfie was dying to get back here. I was talking about how they needed to update you on everything nonstop. I think they live here or something. I had to report back about the quest. I'm glad you did. They also started crafting something with the werewolves. Ah! Said something about it being for you, Innkeep. Oh, really? Okay. I'm losing track of where the dialogue bubbles are. Yeah. It's not finished yet, but I'll let you know, I promise. That wasn't that hard, was it? Well. So, a drink. What can I offer you, Carolyn? Surprise me with something that fits my brawn. By which I mean make me the usual. Strength never gets old. Strength. Boop. And boop. And boop. Boop. Surprise! Not bad. You should do this professionally. I'll think about it. Fable, what about you? Do you have something that'll calm me down? Maybe even bring some of my agility back? Like a swift strike back to my senses. I've had a stressful day. Night, morning, sequence of events. It's this one. Boop. And boop. And come. Boop. Here you go. Thank you. Wow, this is perfect. You look tired. Have you considered sleep? They do look like they're gonna pass out at any second. So do you. Maybe sleep is a good idea. Carolyn, do you have a place to sleep? I can sleep anywhere. It's a talent. It's depressing. I have a room available. You can stay there. Sounds good. How much? I'll count it as payment for your help with the quest. Fine. Later, Alfie. See you late. Oh. Oh. Are you heading home, Fable? Yes. I've been gone for a whole day. I need to get back and make sure everything is still growing correctly. Maybe take a nap first. Yes, that too. Did you enjoy your first quest? I did! It was scary and different from what I expected. And I didn't know I was so good at pretending to be charming. Have you considered that you weren't pretending? You did well, Fable. Thank you. I hope that wasn't my only adventure. I think this is just the beginning. That would be nice. Do you think I'm going to save the world one day? That's a very tall order. You're right. I'm not cut out for that. Fable's gonna save the world. I didn't say that. I would just prefer it if the world didn't end. A huge vote of confidence there, man. God. Right. But if it does, you're the first person I'd ask for help. Maybe you should ask Carolyn first. But I'd be happy to be second. We'll see. Let's hope we won't. I like this world, and you have a point. We shouldn't hope for such a calamity. Even if it would make for a good song. Or a sad one. Or both. I'm going to head home now. Do that. I'll stock up on quests for you. I can't wait. See you soon. See you soon. It's you. You've returned. Good evening to you too. This quest. It wasn't here yesterday. I can't... Oh my god, I'm like trying to switch between 3 accents that are very similar but also quite different. Where's British? Where is British? I don't have an activation phrase for British. I just kind of do it. This quest. It wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. It seems dangerous. This isn't really British, but it's fine. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No. My legs. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally, physically, emotionally. Emotionally? I want to take on that quest. Go to the castle to get the cape. I mean... Yes. Well, no one has gone to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they would be welcome to. So you know of the castle? Yes? It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whisperings, of a strange, fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence. Me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. But she has. Once. Had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So she was only here at night? Yes. Would you say she was unnaturally pale? No. She had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask. Sure, yes. Would guess she looks pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did you order? Blood. Interesting. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about wolves avoiding the castle? Great dodge. Fantastic dodge. Really? All of them? Yes. It's just a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Marrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. and anything that tries to merges into her land in one way or another. There's a grave, a pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do not sympathize with that. Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret. Or you're not worth the coins you pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. I suppose. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Oh, that was the innkeeper. It's fine. It's fine. I need to pay more attention. It's fine. Especially then. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. The consequences being you. Exactly. Definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I am one with the shadows and the wind, gone before they even notice I'm there. So you could easily swipe something else along with the cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit. Oh my god, we're asking the rogue to steal from the vampire so that we can have decorations. That's great. I need to steal that for a campaign. Maybe something useful that also doubles as a decoration? Like a chair. Stealing a whole chair sounds a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still a bit empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I'll see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you to deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me. Along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself up from your shadow. Say, what do you trade them for? Secrets. We gotta go with secrets. Secrets. I have many. Grant me one. I shall. I know this may come as a shock to you, but I was here before. Just yesterday. You may not remember because you barely noticed me in the shadows. I was so stealthy, I spent hours just watching you from afar. That is definitely a secret. You cleaned a lot of glasses, served everyone with a smile. You looked so worried after the adorable green one left. Like you thought they might trip straight into a monster's maw. And you're swift with your hands and fast with the knife. Alright, enough secrets. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. In fact, I just got a fresh shipment today. I was finally able to unpack them. Infusions? Intriguing. What fire magic do you have to offer? For your purposes, I think you could benefit from either some fake crystals or a frozen pine cone. Frozen pine cones have absorbed some of nature's icy properties. They can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. Well, that's fun. The Fey crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible. Eventually. And for a bit. The duration is a bit unpredictable. I've also got some Phoenix chilies, but I don't think those would be very useful for your situation. Interesting. So, what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear the Lady Evelyn may be of undead nature. So I must be strong and vigorous if I want my stake in her heart before her fangs are near my neck. Though that does sound appealing. Strength I can do. And some frost armor should help with the fangs. Or perhaps the smarter route would be to invade her wrath entirely. To outstealth her and steal the cape from right under her pale nose. So that she may lie in the shame of having lost against me. I think such an approach would require a certain amount of dexterity, and some invisibility could help with staying unseen should my strength and agility not be enough. Help me with the decision and keep. Your wisdom is no secret, is it? I mean, we're going stealth. Oh, so now that I have access to infusions, I have to be careful of how they interact with other ingredients. They might alter the drink in a way where I have to use different ingredients than usual. Should make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape so that I mix the correct recipe. Maybe I should even try adding an infusion first and adjusting the drink from there. Let's give it a try. Okay. So I want to go with Swift Strike. And we're doing the Fey crystals, which already give one there and there, so I need to do just one of that, and then a little less. Yay! That's cool. That's a fun little change. I got an achievement. Some spice to the table. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic breath. Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something and keep. Then it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the garlic breath? Ha. Good one. It tastes like, not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No, only the absence of it. What? That makes two of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are as swift and quiet as the wind. And if she can't see me, goodbye, Innkeep. I would say pray that the sun will carry me back to you. But my hopes do not lie with the Realm Keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after the next sunfall. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Farewell. Or for a bitter end. You're back! Hi! I'm taking this quest. And a drink. Were you supposed to go to sleep? Great. Did you sleep well? I guess I got back in the morning. What? Sleep. How was it? Fine. Too long. Didn't sleep that much in ages. Sounds like you needed it. No, your beds are just too comfortable. It's hard to get up. Of course. My apologies. I will make sure to take your feedback into consideration. Would you like a drink as compensation? I think I already said that. Make me something strong that'll wake me up and keep me up too. I want to go check. Frozen pine cone. Sometimes hard to tell which ones are magical ingredients and which are just regular frozen pine cones. Either way, they seem to get the job done. Frost armor is the ultimate solution when it comes to protection against anything, whether physical or magical. A bit cold, but nothing a blanket can't fix. Fey crystals. Much like the playful Fey they are named after, Fey crystals deceive. They're not actually crystals, but magical plants handmade by Seelie sages wishing to share their magic gifts with the world. Invisibility is the perfect aid for stealth quests as well as hunting, very helpful for avoiding fights entirely. Phoenix chili. The rare phoenix chili is found natively only near the charred valleys of the burning peaks. Though an invasive species, it is delicious. Fire resistance is great when fighting enemies that wish to burn you to ashes, helps a bunch when fighting draconic creatures, but does not protect against lava. Oh, I can actually get information on the areas too. The Republic of Fizoa is Fizoa's primary nation. It is geographically and culturally divided by a large mountain range of Dulvamere, stretching over a significant portion of the continent. The Republic's western side is so expansive it is divided into a northern and southern half. The Northern Republic is full of lush forests and mangroves. Coastal cities are important trading hubs for the islands in the west, like Diria or the Highlands. And further north are the fearsome mountains, a giant and fairly dangerous mountain range to explore, partly due to the semi-regular volcanic activity. Deep in the Quag mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are a valuable treasure to any alchemist, its saliva even more so. It happens a certain werewolf. Yeah. Oh, that's just the quest. These are just quest markers. Fun. Okay. Moon Swamp. The Moon Swamp is a swamp area connected to the Dark Marsh, more swamps. Its name comes from a mythical area within the Moon Swamp, where allegedly all 7 moons reflect in the pool of clear water all at once. These moon pools are a place only few have seen, and its physical rather than metaphorical reality is a highly contentious topic. The swamp is very tricky to traverse, since even during daytime it's entirely covered in a thick fog, only getting worse with bad weather. The Moon Swamp is beautiful at times. Many adventurers do not venture far into it, valuing their safety over a thorough tour. A peculiar visitor, looking everywhere for his beloved cape. However, it seems that he has definitely lost more than just that. Possibly also a few of his memories, and his marbles. He was once married to Lady Evelyn, a vampire countess residing in Marrow Castle, and enjoys sunbathing, maybe a tad bit too much. Carolyn is a strong and fearless beast slayer with a taste for strong drinks, big swords, and even bigger muscles. She despises small talk in any way or form, and understandably for her, keeps her distance from werewolves. Wouldn't like being mistaken for one either. He is a rogue. Well, obviously he's a rogue, but Zephyr is a difficult character to say the least. They're so caught up in their own fantasies of an edgy rogue that they seem to be stuck talking or brooding like one too. He likes all things dark and mysterious, or at least he pretends he does. Chaotic good. Ray is a hot-headed dwarf and pretty rough around the edges. She's not a fan of meaningless copy-paste NPC talk, whatever any of that means. Seems to have caught herself a lost vampire while digging for gold. Unfortunately, or so she so claims, she is now stuck with him. Doing okay. This first. Boop. 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 Something strong coming right up. Not as strong, just the right amount of too much. Maybe I should call this drink the Carolyn. No, you shouldn't. Anyway, the quest. Yes, the quest. I'm taking it. So you said. I see it as my turn to make conversation. I miss Fable. Isn't it a bit too soon for another quest? You just returned. It has been hours since I've done anything but sleep, chat, and drink. I'm getting antsy. If I sit still for too long, it feels like my bones are disintegrating and I forget who I am. I think that's called boredom. It's torture. Not too. Well, boring is not what I would call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for a vampire's sunscreen. Couldn't get more reckless than that. Could by taking Elfie along. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. So saliva's for a vampire. Vampire sunscreen. Can't a vampire get their chimera goo themselves? It's a wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone just did their own quests, the quest economy would be in shambles. Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Indeed. Does it bother you that it's for a vampire? No. Does it make you nervous? No. You did mention that you like fangs. Did I mention that I have a great sword 3 times the size of your head? I'm sure a vampire would find that impressive. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No, not a real one. Got me thinking, ain't it kind of blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? Depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? Don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time, and they were created to be guardians by the protectors of the realms. So, stealing something to protect someone else seems in line with the doctrine. Good thing you ain't a priest. You do a piss-poor job. Thank you. Is blasphemy what you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay. Nervous. Ain't that either. Then what is it? Excitement, I suppose. Excitement? Don't laugh. I'm not laughing. I'm asking. Yes, excitement. I've never encountered a guardian before. I've always sort of wanted to. Why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. Seems like a great opportunity for you then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the guardian and more about what created it. Maybe a little about the chimera. It's got a dragon head, right? Yes. Modeled after its creator, I would guess. So, let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons and chimeras with dragon heads? They're cool. Also, when I was little, my baba used to tell me bedtime stories about the dragons every night. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of their creations on her journeys. Not sure if it's true. She always claimed she'd met each of the realm keepers themselves. Had little keepsakes from them and all. My sword's one of those. Passed on to me before she left. One day she was just gone. I think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. I'd like to think she visited one of her dragons one last time. Your family has a leaving problem. At least she left our savings alone. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. Did she ever tell you about a wyvern chimera? No. It was the only kind she never encountered. Had quarrels with those feline ones, different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think. But never found a wyvern one in all her years. Would have been nice to be able to tell her the story when I return. If I return. I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if I make for a good baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. I'll think about it. You already got me talking too much. And this is you talking too much? So, you like dragons? I do. They're fascinating creatures. Very interesting. Very magical. They are fascinating and magical. Used to pretend I was when I was little. Really wanted their magic. And their wings. You can just ask them for their magic. Not sure about their wings. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior. Don't do all that magic. Beep. Why not? I like my sword and my muscles. They're a good combo. And I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. A little help never hurt anybody. A little self-reliance don't either. If you say so. Does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you up, Carolyn? Didn't say that. I see. That doesn't count as help. It's prepayment for me taking on your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help with your quest. Nah, that sounds unnecessarily complicated. Let's keep it simple. But fire resistance. But fire resistance, Carolyn. Alright, what can I get you then? I reckon a little bit of a boost for this body couldn't hurt. Heard they're quick and toothy, so I'll need to be too hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot about how much they enjoyed a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. But I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on a bad idea. Are you sure you don't want any infusions? Just a little bit of phoenix chili would make you fire resistant. That could be very useful in a fight. Dragons, you're stubborn. Sure, I'll try one. And on the topic of trickery, no, one is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies or you go heavy on the intelligence. Don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. That's your job. Figure it out. Feel like going defense and fire resistance is probably a good idea. Kind of play into her natural strengths a bit. But I want to know what the clever ruse would be. Just personally, I want to know what would happen if we did the clever ruse. We'll go with defense. Yeah, I want to know what would happen. I want to know. It's maybe a mistake. I don't think I have the ability to, like, save. Oh, I can't save. I probably should be saving. I also haven't made this one yet. I got an achievement for making that for some reason. Just because it's sparkly. Figured it out. Thanks. Hope you seasoned it with some trickery. It does feel weird, like my brain is sparkling. No refunds. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends to not take a break, even for vampires. Maybe you should sunbathe less then. That might solve his problems. Might. But when has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. I'll see what I can do. Maybe they got some mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits upon your return. I'll do one more day, I think. And then I'll call it before my voice gives out. I don't know how long this game is. I feel like it's probably, like, I mean, we're still in Act 1, so I feel like it's probably a decently long game. Hey, Inkeep. Hey, Chrissy. Long time no see. I did my water break. I drank my water. I did it. So true. I've been pretty busy this hatching season. A lot to do? Yeah. The birds seem to be in a slight uproar, like something is amiss. I just can't figure out what. Animals often have a sixth sense, you know? They do indeed. Anyways, hand over a drink, will you? Of course. What'll it be this time? Something for the wits again? You know me well. Too well, I guess. That's the curse of being irregular. Eventually, I'll have you all figured out. I hate to disappoint you, but you're wrong today. Am I now? Yes. I'm quite confident in the capabilities of my mind and wits. Of course. So, what I'll need instead is something to protect me from weather or foe, so I'm steeled for any situation. That makes sense. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, we want this one. Boop. 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 Liquid steel, just a bit more digestible. And this is exactly what I need for my trip. Where are you headed, anyways? Oh, to the island of Boreas. I want to reconnect with some friends at the annual Borean Art Convention. Isn't Boreas difficult to reach? Not exactly a place known for its population. The convention is especially for creatures, like sylvan spirits, trolls, and the likes. They'll also be electing the scariest monster for the next issue of Screech Magazine. That sounds exciting. It'll be a sight to behold for sure. But do you know what I'm most excited about? Nymphs? No. They're pretty, don't get me wrong, but definitely not the reason why I'm going to Boreas. And that'd be Fable's reason. You're so right. If you do happen to meet a nymph, greet them for me. Sure. Now that we know what I'd be excited for, how about you? The geysers and hot springs, especially around this time of year when the mountains are still a bit chilly, and the sun tickles the sky on the horizon. That sounds lovely. I'm sure those things will be nice muses too. Bet. I'm bringing an extra set of paints this time so I don't run out. I mean, Fable taught me how to make some from flowers and berries, but Borean flora is unsuitable for things like that. Seems like you're well prepared either way. Absolutely. How are the birds doing apart from being in distress? Well, the cinnamon green-cheeked conures are growing up to be such a lovely bunch. I can't wait to release them back into the wild once they're strong enough. With your care, they'll be ready in a heartbeat. I'm guessing you're taking Ruby and Merlin along to the convention? Of course. As for the others, I obviously can't take them with me. But I asked Fable to look after everyone. In exchange, I'll teach them how to grow zucchini. Speaking of which, I wanted to leave my keys under their doormat. Sorry for the short stay, but I gotta hurry or else I'll miss my boat. It's quite the walk to their treehouse. And you don't want to have to compensate me for that, do you? I wouldn't mind, but I also don't want you to be late to your convention. Well then, so long, Innkeep. See you soon. Fable! Good evening. Good evening, Fable. Did you have a good day? Is it just that I like voicing Fable? That could be part of it. I did. I visited Mr. Draken and the other werewolves. Told them about Carolyn's quest in the Wyvern Chimera. Oh, so you heard about that. She told me before she left, in case she told me some things to pass on to Mr. Draken that I can't repeat here. I think she's happy he's back. I think so too. Did you have tea with the werewolves? Of course! We had a grand time together. I mentioned how much fun I had with the moon signs. So they taught me more about the stars and their hidden meanings. Which stars? Both sets. They specialize in Cassiopeia. You know, the night sky constellations on the astral plane and all. But they have one astrologer who knows a lot about the reflections in the pool of the primordial sea. Oh, I just read about that. And she promised to teach me about that too. I can't wait to learn about how the sea mirrors, echoes, and distorts the constellations. That's how she pitched it. Exciting, right? Very. That's what I thought. So well, what is it, Fable? I may or may not have finished that little gift I was talking about yesterday. Or rather, that Carolyn was talking about. You know, the little keepsake from my time with the werewolves. Yes, I recall. A reminder of my very first successful quest. I just didn't know if you... I like trinkets. Oh! What is it? It's a piece of embroidery on of a constellation. The werewolves taught me how to do it. While the astrologer told us stories and myths about the stars and their twin reflections. I imagine it to be a constellation from a faraway realm. I call it the Little Dipper. I think it could also be a Big Dipper. A Big Dipper? Last time I checked, stars weren't known to be very small. Do you think there's a world somewhere out there with a constellation called the Big Dipper in the night sky? There might be. Maybe the Big Dipper is part of a larger constellation. A bear, for example. A bear? Innkeep, I think you might be the one dreaming something up now. Most likely. Are you fond of the stars surrounding us? Do you like to watch them from time to time? Oh, really? Do you prefer the stars of the astral or the primordial sea? Astral sea. Really? That's surprising. And again, you do help people change, just like Cassiopeia. You'll have to give me your birth data soon, so I can calculate your birth chart. If that's okay with you, of course. It is. I'll write it all down for you. That's great. Thank you. I think you may be a double jackdaw. Are you? We'll see. We will. Until then, care for a drink to wind down? Yes, please. Though I will still have to make the rounds around the grove later. So something that will keep me awake and agile would be nice. Do you think you know me well enough to guess what I might need? I'm already on it. Thank you. One moment. Swift strike. Thank you. This is delicious. You always know what I need. I think you may also need a break, so maybe stay a while before heading back? That sounds like a good idea. I'll just idle here a bit if that's okay. Always. Enjoy your rest, Fable. Thank you. Oh, it's you. And now I have to do French again. Greetings, Innkeep. I don't know what that was. Greetings, Kyle. Greetings, green creature. It's not French, whatever it is. It's fine. It's a fantasy accent. That's all. It's a fantasy accent. Greetings, Mr. Vampire. Oh, how polite. Are you enjoying your drink? I am, thank you. Oui, baguette. Then I shall leave you to its inspiring aftertaste. Innkeep, say, did you move your inn by any chance? It took me hours to find it. I did. Ha, I knew it. Your silly tricks won't work on me, mortal. Or, well, I'm not certain you are mortal, but you have silly tricks nonetheless. I instantly spotted the new alleyways that have formed themselves around your establishment. Perhaps I even got lost in them, in their winding paths and dark corners. Anything could be hiding within them. Like a vampire? No, silly snack, I don't need to hide. Except during games of hide and seek. I'm very good at those. Maybe the inn wanted to play around with you. Mayhaps, but it underestimated my skill. As a 3-time hide-and-seek world champion, I would never lose to such a youngling of an inn. It's not that young. The wood isn't even rotting yet, dear Innkeep. It still has many eons ahead of it. I like the sound of that. As a celebration of a match well won, may I offer you a drink? Yes, I think that would be well deserved. Has that delicious blood of yours made it onto the menu yet? Not yet. Shame. Then I shall have some of that faux blood again, please. It does make my bones feel more sturdy. Coming right up. I want to know what happens if you go rogue. And, like, just give them the complete opposite of what they asked for. But I'm also not brave enough to do that. I don't want to mess up my relationships, you know. Some faux blood for your bones. Enjoy. Ah, this is perfect, Innkeep. The only thing that could make me happier would be a drink lovingly titled The Innkeeper's Vein. Probably some meaner dialogue, yeah, probably. Keep dreaming, Count Dracula. Speaking of dreams, how is the retrieval of my cape coming along? Always trying on a different save. Yeah, I probably will. Just to, like, get all of the different, like, options and stuff, too. Swimmingly. Well, actually, I think there's very little water involved. I wouldn't be so sure. My dear Evelyn has a beautiful pond filled with long-toothed spine guppies in her courtyard. It's her pride and joy. I would hope no one is swimming in that. But I have sent someone on your quest. I'm sure he'll return soon, and you and your cape will be reunited. Marvelous. Speaking of inseparable teams, where's Rhea? Oh, she's taken the day off. She demanded vacation time, so I said she could choose any day, and she chose today. I was going to also take a day off and spend her vacation with her. But when I wanted to follow her to the market, my sleeve caught on fire, and my hand, and my hair. So I was forced to stay back, due to my allergies. The weeping amaryllis pollen is very bad this time of year. And the sun. The sun is also bad for vampires. It is? Yes. Right. I need sunscreen. It's in the works. Did you get to see the market later? I did. It was beautiful, colorful, and full of music that would make anyone's heart dance. But I couldn't find Rhea anywhere, so I felt a little lonely. Luckily, I managed to make a new friend in no time. Very tall and brooding, just how I like them. I inquired if I could try on his dark armor of swirling shadow and onyx bone. But he said if I tried to take it from him, he would turn me to ash. What a jokester. Dark armor of swirling shadow and onyx bone? Yes, a true connoisseur of fashion. He's just visiting, he said. Had some great crepe recommendations. Plum crepes with ash sprinkles? Yes, they tasted deliciously dead. I see. I hope you enjoyed your evening together. We did, though I feel like he asked something of me. I promised I would remember. Perhaps he wanted my cape. Many people want my cape. Perhaps. We know this person. We have a connection with this person. But I would have never agreed to that. It is my cape, after all. Maybe he wanted my Pascal recipe. Is it good? Very much so. Then I'd like it as well. Oh, yes, you. Me. He asked me about you. Me. Yes, said he's an old friend of yours. He was very curious about how your inn is doing. I sang your praises, of course, so he asked me to deliver you greetings. And congratulations on the well-run establishment. How did he phrase it? Deliver my congratulations on the full peace your previous innkeeper has found in her house of denial. Your precious innkeeper has found in her house of denial. Oh boy. Oh, we have an enemy. Very poetic, if you ask me. Very. If only I could remember his name. Does my description of him ring any bells for you? I feel like it's the person on the want. Like there's a picture of someone on a wanted board. I feel like it's probably. No, I'm afraid not. Too bad. He must be an old childhood friend. Maybe you went to school together. I heard many friendships are formed in such halls. Maybe. Do you want to tell me more about your time at the market? Most certainly. I found the loveliest trinkets. Like a little stuffed bear with a tiny raincoat and a crescent elder moon necklace. I found the gorgeous sun charm as well. I bought it for Rhea as a welcome back from vacation gift. It's very sweet. Your friend bought a delightful raven figurine with eyes of starlight. Please don't call him that. We should never deny our friends, even if we don't remember them. I don't remember any of my friends. Alas, I still love them, even if their memory lives on only in my heart. Anyhow, he said it was a gift to himself, to celebrate the dawning of the month of the astral moon. Oh, I love Cassiopeia so dearly. She is the most beautiful month, is she not? A haven of starlight reflected in the primordial sea below. Only once a year is she this close to us, and only then for a short period of time. To me, she is the harbinger of yearning and of change. I wonder how we'll change this month. I hope to be more capeful and sunscreened by the end of it. Maybe even a little less alone. What about you? I like the way I am, but I wouldn't say no to stocking up on more ingredients. Ah, the refusal to change is dangerous, innkeeper. Change always comes to those who deny it the most. By the end of the astral moon, we shall no longer be who we once were. It sounds like a threat. By no means. Maybe it promises mourning, but maybe celebration also, could it not? For example, my dear Rhea hated vampires when she met me, and now she likes me. True change can occur before the stars change, it seems. You are hard to dislike. Oh, how sweet of you. As sweet as my blood. I have a lot of it. I would hope you do. And it runs warm when people are kind to me. In all my millennia, kindness has always made me the happiest. There is nothing greater than friendship, don't you agree? And nothing more fragile. That makes it all the more precious. That reminds me, I forgot the crucial part of the message. Our dear friend Stranger told me he would like to see you again. He said, what was it? Don't think too hard about it. Ah, of course, the letter. The letter? The polite young man gave me a letter to deliver to you. What a sweet gesture. I shall pass it on to you forthwith. Thank you. Are you not going to open it? No. I don't think now's the right time for a letter. Not enough moonlight. But wouldn't it be kind of romantic? Longingly dwelling in the memories of a friend. It would go so well with the fireworks. What fireworks? I have no clue. He said he hopes you'll enjoy them. Fireworks! Doesn't that sound lovely? I hope they aren't part of a private event. I think that would be difficult to do with fireworks. I don't mean to interrupt, but... What is it, little fawn? Look outside. I think the fireworks have started. Oh, how beautiful. They're falling from the sky. Hello, little fireworks. Sparkle on. Those aren't fireworks. They're stars. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I guess I'm gonna leave this on a cliffhanger then. God damn. The sky is falling. Whew. Oh, that was fun. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely continue this. I might honestly keep playing this tomorrow night. Okay, Chicken Little. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Blue Jay? The sky was falling. Yeah, this was fun. This is a really cute story. I just, look, I learned I like voice acting, okay? Even if I'm not that good at all the voices, I like doing it. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just can't do French. French is my kryptonite, it used to be one of the only ones I could do. I can't do it anymore. I'll have to brush up. Yeah. Oui, baguette. I can still, do French words in a French accent. I just can't, do it. Alright. Assuming nothing comes up, by which I mean assuming I don't force Avian to stream tomorrow, I'll probably keep playing this tomorrow. But yeah, good night. Thanks for hanging out. See y'all later.